Welcome back to your favorite sports podcast. This week we're going to be diving into the Kentucky versus Tennessee preview with one of the biggest Tennessee fans that we know, Austin Knapp. We're going to have a new segment called Friday After Dark, and we're going to finish up with our bets this weekend in sports. This episode is brought to you by Way Good. Way Good is the original protein shake on a stick. For those times you were deciding whether to eat some sweets or some protein, Way Good brings you the best of both worlds. It's a nice sweet treat to cure that sweet tooth, but also packed with protein without losing flavor. All right, let's go.
Yeah, that's an awesome sponsor. It's really got me motivated going into the summer. I'm kind of going to make a pledge to myself. I'm going to have 6-pack by September, or I'm going to do the milk mile.
So you're doing the milk mile.
Yes.
Hey, I will say I've had them. I got some at Stacked, probably right when I moved back, and then I re-got boxes of the other 2 weeks ago. I am telling you right now, it tastes just like a fudgesicle. It's unreal how good it is. I can't decipher them, and when I get home from the gym, we eat, and I've still got to get protein in. I'm just I don't want to drink a double scoop of protein to finish off my day. So I just hit that, and I'm good to go. So if you haven't tried them, try them. Huh?
It cures that sweet tooth.
Oh, 1,000%. It does so much just to help you cure it. I mean, I love them. So if you haven't tried them, try them. They're awesome. If not, then Davis is going to be doing the milk mile, and we will definitely be filming that.
If anybody has advice on how to get abs in 7 months, let me know.
All right. Well, welcome, Austin. We appreciate you being on. First ever guest to the JBA podcast. How do you feel?
Man, I feel awesome. Y'all's content, dude. I've been super, super impressed. Been following it. It's an honor to be on here as your first guest, and hope it's a good episode.
Glad to have you.
It. We're glad to have you. We're going to start this off with the Friday to Friday recap. As most people know, we film on Thursday nights. We release Friday morning. You don't hear from us throughout the week, except for the stuff that we talked about on social media throughout the week. My first thing is LeBron got to 40,000 points over the week. That's an impressive feat that he took on. He did it, I think, earlier than anybody, right?
Of course.
40,000?
Yeah. I don't think
he's all-time leading scorer. What are you talking about?
True.
I don't think anybody.
Yeah. So my question is, who's the next person to hit 40,000 points before his age or at his age?
Luka.
Luka's not going to last that long, man. I'm a middle-aged white guy just like him. Not middle-aged, mid-20s white guy just like him. It ain't happening.
I was going to say Jason Tatum.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I'm going Bronny James because Bronny's not worried about what team drafts him. He's just worried, he's not worried about his draft position. He just wants to go to the best situation. So if he goes and plays with Dad's going to get him the ball.
True.
Bronny James.
So he's not worried about draft position. His dad just want to know what team he's going to go to so he can.
He just wants the best development. Therefore, he wants to play under Bron.
We'll call it that.
Yeah.
Anybody else I can think of?
I mean, Jason Tatum's the only actual answer.
Yeah, I think that's the only one he got.
Yeah, he's a
Knapp. You got any opinion on that one?
Dude, I'm so bad with current NBA. I'm out. I don't know. Luka comes to mind, I suppose. I know Tatum's good, but I'll catch a playoff game here and there, but don't follow it too closely.
I just see Luka as a Larry Bird. I see his back going out, and he just hangs it. I don't think Luka likes basketball that much. I think he just likes busting everybody's ass, and he's just gonna hang it up when he gets a chip.
Yeah,
that's true.
Somebody said Wemby.
No, it's too early.
Yeah, it's too early, and he's also 7 foot. And what 7-footer do you know that makes it to even half of what LeBron's played? I mean, they just they're brittle when they get that old. They've got a lot more blood flow to get through than anybody else. I mean, I just can't see Wemby getting there. He's good, don't get me wrong.
It is insane to watch him.
Yeah, it's unreal. I mean, and then I got the NHL trade deadline. Your podcast sports or NHL team has decided that they wanted to trade for a great top 6 forward in the league. Got him yesterday. He's playing tonight. I think they were tied 0-0 when I left the gym. But This guy's on pace to be a 60-goal scorer this year. He looked good. And then the Hurricanes just got what's his name? Let me look it up. NHL trades. Let me see. NHL trade tracker. Yep, here it is. Well, maybe.
While you're looking that up, I'll give my Washington Capitals update. We went 1-1 since the last time we recorded. We're currently up 3-0, so we're kicking the Penguins' ass. Yeah.
That's all you got?
I got one more thing. I did some research today. I studied. Alex Ovechkin is 56 goals away from the record. So once we get those gone, see you, Ovi, and then we can start actually building for the future.
You can become what the Panthers are. That's good.
Correct.
The Hurricanes and Penguins got Jake Guentzel, who was a very big forward in the trade market this year. The Panthers, I believe, looked at him. I don't think the Penguins wanted to retain 50% of his salary because that's the way the NHL works. Like, they can retain part of their salary if they trade somebody. But getting the guy that they got yesterday, Calgary was able to basically retain 50% of his salary, and we only gave up 2 mid-round picks at that. So big W for Bill Zito and the Panthers. I think this really just brings them over the top. It's going to be very hard to guard up top on the first 3 lines. It's going to be fun to watch for me. And if we get to the Stanley Cup Finals again, I am going to the game. So we may be skipping a week of recording, but we will get a live preview of what it's like to win a Stanley Cup if that happens. So
wouldn't that be so nice to live down the street from still?
I know it'd be amazing to be able to just go to every game with the season tickets that I still hold. But
yeah,
here we are back in Kentucky, baby. We love it.
Love it.
Next, Kansas lost 2 games in a row last week and somehow get ranked 1 spot above Kentucky, and I don't understand it. I know they won
head-to-head.
You said that last. I don't believe it's that. I think it's everybody just likes to have Bill Self I can't say what I want to say, but just on their knees for Bill Self is unreal, and they're not that good. And I think they are also on fraud watch for the NCAA tournament, along with the UConn Huskies. And I'm gonna stand by that.
I'm gonna say I don't. UConn's bigger frauds. Kansas is scary when they get to that tournament, but they haven't played all that great. It's been a disappointing season.
Yeah, losing 2 in a row to like that to teams they shouldn't have lost to is unreal. I get they lost to Baylor at home or Baylor at Baylor, but that's still a game that you win if you're Kansas. It's unacceptable for Kentucky to lose to Gonzaga at home. It's unacceptable for Kentucky to lose to anybody at home, really. But for them to lose 2 in a row against teams that they should have beat is unreal for them to be ranked. I said they probably should have been at number 20, and they're at number 14. I just don't agree with it. I think it's stupid, but they lost 2 in a row. I believe they won the other night, and then they match up Saturday against I don't know who it is Saturday, but they've got to pull that one out, I guess, to stay in the top 4 of the Big 12. Yeah.
And they're not going to beat Houston.
Yeah,
I wonder if they had to watch that film whenever they lost to Baylor, because they were already sick after the game. Then after watching the film where the cameras are, can't imagine.
I'm taking it you didn't watch that one.
No, I quit watching Baylor after that first experience. Scared of heights.
Baylor's my sleeper team.
Any input on Kansas?
I just want to say I think Kansas is the most overrated team in the country.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think that they are absolute slaw, and I think that they will be eliminated. I'd say no way they get to the Elite Eight, my opinion. And I think if they see Kentucky in the tournament, I think they get 20-pieced.
Correct.
First game, Kentucky didn't have any of their bigs. Is that correct?
Correct. All of them were out.
I don't know. I don't see it with Kansas. I think they get throttled on Saturday too by Houston.
Oh yeah, they'll get killed by.
I don't think they see it. Really and truly, and if they get the draw that most teams like that get, I think that they're out the first weekend. They might win the first game, but round of 32, I think they're gone.
What seed are they kind of looking at?
I
don't know.
haven't seen a bracket update. I don't have a clue.
That's what I was going to look at.
Yes.
A
Let
3.
me see if I can find it real quick.
I would say if Kentucky's looking at a 4, they're probably at a mid 3.
At 3.
Yeah.
A 3. So they're in there with UConn, Texas Tech, Bama,
And Bama can beat them.
Gonzaga, Villanova. That's where they have them right now.
Yeah. I think Bama's a team that out of the SEC that could beat them too, is just because of how much they score. I mean, they're a scoring offense, and they'll take Hunter Dickinson out of the game just by getting him in foul trouble early. I mean, because we all know nobody likes Hunter Dickinson. You drive it at his neck, he's going to foul you. It's just all about whose side the refs are on at that point.
I don't know. Bama could be dead. Not in love with Bama right now.
True. Davis, you got some NFL news?
Yeah. So left hand up. My ball, Zach Ertz, my fantasy team name next year. I've been waiting to have this name. Zach Ertz to the Commanders, got a 1-year deal out of him. Good hiring. Cliff Kingsbury reuniting them two. I don't know the exact stats. I don't have that pulled up, but had a really good stat line whenever he was with Cliff. I mean, he runs that air raid offense, so I think we'll see that to some extent. It won't be as dramatic. Dealing with a rookie quarterback, I don't think he's going to make that mistake again. But getting him on a veteran deal 1 year, cheap. We got a young tight end group anyway. Need a veteran in that group. Cole Turner, I think he can be something, potentially very athletic, big wide receiver, tight end. John Bates, very good blocking tight end. So having somebody with experience in there, I like that move. Ron Rivera, congrats. ESPN, nobody wanted you, but I'm happy. Also, while he's on ESPN, he made our second overall pick for us. He's done that before with Chase Young. And with the second overall pick, he picked Jaden Daniels. So, Adam Peters, we need to go with Drake May. And bad news for the Commanders. Pop quiz, guys. You can't spell what in Commanders? Or you can't spell Commanders without what?
Dan.
Well, FedEx pulled out of the deal. So a change of ownership in their contract rights, they could pull out the name of FedEx Field. It's nothing that is going on currently. It's just from the past situations. You know, the damage is already done. So good move by FedEx. But we've renamed the field. It's called Commanders Field. So not good for the name change.
I have a question. Is it just like, do you think it's like it's a bad luck thing, or is it an ownership GM city thing where they just want to rename the fucking team all the time?
It's the latter.
I mean, like
poverty.
they're already wanting to rename the Commanders to something else.
I mean, I wasn't going to go this route. I've got all the notes, but we're going to do it since you're asking. So Dan Snyder is the worst terrorist that has ever gone through DC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Dan Snyder had this overriding ambition for power and for territorial control, wanted to control everything. You know who else did that?
No.
Hitler.
You mean Brock Purdy?
Yes. So, I mean, it trickles down to the team. A couple years ago, John Allen, he was our 2017 first-round pick. He did a Ask Me Any question on Twitter, and somebody asked him, who are the 3 people you'd like to have dinner with or something like that, or sit down on a table and eat with? Granddad, Michael Jackson, Hitler. You can't make it up.
What a trio.
You can't make it up.
Yeah,
So-
y'all got some issues over there.
Yeah.
That need to get figured out before you start renaming stuff again. So
Yeah,
I agree.
Dan Snyder was worse than January 6th. Maybe not to Kamala Harris, but to me he was.
all right.
Left hand up, though.
Left hand up.
Left hand up.
I wonder
Bills
what we're
have-
going to say whenever we change the name.
Probably still left hand up, I'd hope. You got to keep that. If there's going to be some consistency,
Yeah,
there,
you
it's
have
gotta
to
be
keep
left hand up.
something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Left
like
hand
you've
up.
got to keep some consistency there at left hand up. So
We can do that.
keep that. And the Bills have released their entire roster besides QB2A on our power rankings list for next year. And I believe there's a quote from Sean McDermott that said we have all of our players here and all of our players are good players. And I would say not anymore, buddy, because all of you have if you're quarterback that you drafted in 2018, and that's it. You released your
They restructured
safety. What is
They
it?
restructured Von Miller's contract.
Isn't he like 40 years old?
Yeah.
So,
But
now,
but I don't like that move of releasing Jordan Poirier.
No. Because their defense was halfway decent. I mean, what are you going to do now? It was halfway decent.
They were really good against the Commanders. They had 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too difficult to do. Sorry.
I think 2 teams did do that last year, so you're right.
Knapp, what is your favorite NFL team? I actually don't know that about you.
I grew up diehard Colts fan because of Peyton.
That's very fitting.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know why you had to ask.
Dude, I don't know. I went and I was a Broncos fan when Peyton left. And then after that, I don't have a team. I just love following the NFL. So I have no team, but
football guy.
To all 3 of your teams.
Okay.
You don't have respect for us. Don't lie.
I do. Well, I don't have any respect for Dan Snyder, but I do have respect for Washington brand. That is a fact.
Well, you being a former Broncos fan leads me to my next point. Russ gets cut. They owe him $39 million. And they also cut Justin Simmons. Thank you, Broncos, because that means we don't have to trade for him, which means we can go get him in free agency. But $39 million, and he still wants to play. If you owed me $39 million, I'm keeping my ass at home with Sierra. I can promise you that.
Yes, sir.
That's just a huge benefit, though, because he can go sign somewhere for the league minimum, and it doesn't really – no team's going to be, bent over backwards.
Well, here's my thing. Does he need more money because Future doesn't pay child support, or why does he need more money?
Because he's got Subway. He's got the Danger, which –
that's what I'm saying.
Actually, I think they pulled it from the menus. But
I think the worst thing that comes out of this is the Broncos country let's ride.
Yeah. And the fact that they owe him $39 million and don't have cap space right now, which is why they have cut.
They take more than that in dead cap.
Yeah,
I think it's like $90 million, wasn't it, in dead cap?
86. Somewhere around
and the
there.
cap's not really that real, so they can finesse it a little bit.
It's cap hell.
No, it is because the Chargers are in it right now.
Yeah, but don't y'all open up. I thought about this the other day after we got done talking about it last week. I think you're in cap hell this year, but then when you go to 2025, you have like $55 million in cap space. Like, it's unreal. It's just literally it's this year that's coming up when the league year starts on the 12th. You guys literally have like $55 million in 2025, which is insane.
Because that's that's everybody's contract year.
Yeah. So you're probably going to be saying bye to Justin Herbert, or how does that work?
No, absolutely. He just signed a deal. They can let just about anybody go. Just don't touch Keenan Allen or Justin Herbert. And I like Khalil Mack, so I don't want to see him go either. He had a solid season, and I think they're going to keep Joey Bosa because Harbaugh likes him. But if Harbaugh likes him, then I like him because I love Harbaugh.
But Joey wants to go play with his brother too, so.
Well, he's going to play second fiddle for his entire career.
Yeah. Speaking of getting rid of people, are the Giants done with Danny Dimes?
Reports have shown that they are having buyer's remorse.
I think they should have had that from the get-go.
I think everybody kind of questioned that except for whoever the hell signed him. I never understood that signing. As a Washington fan, I was kind of glad. He beats us all the time, but now I'm kind of upset. It's like, what are they going to do in the draft? Because I don't really want to deal with another awesome quarterback in the NFC East. I can't deal with it.
I think they were trying to get their old quarterback Eli Manning, and since he came from the Manning family, is that Miss?
This is Miss Penny.
Miss Penny, welcome back, Miss Penny. I'm sorry, Nat. You were actually the second guest on the show. Miss Penny was the first, so
yeah,
and she's knocking those down 100%. Like, she's 100% knocking those down. I think they saw that he was part of the Manning family. He looked like Eli Manning, which is, And I think they thought they were going to get what he got out of him, and they just didn't. And now you're paying him, what is it, like 4 years, $240 million or something like that?
I don't remember the number. I think it's 4 years for sure, though.
Yeah, it's a big number.
4 year, 160 mil.
160.
40,
okay.
40 a year.
Yeah. Which is why you couldn't pay Saquon. I mean, at that point, you had, let's say, a 3/4 of a good year out of him. You should have tagged Eli at the start, paid Saquon, and now you're flip-flopped it, and Saquon's like, I'm leaving. I'm going somewhere else where I can compete for a title because you can't pay me, and here they are.
Well, Saquon he needs to be healthy.
Yeah, he does.
I've seen Saquon in person against Washington. Unreal. That was it was impressive.
His legs are huge.
I mean, his legs it's the size of my body, and I'm a big dude.
He was
muscular wise,
Nobody could catch him either. Once he gets an open field, he's so crafty. It was so fun to watch, but so hard to watch at the same time. It was also 10 degrees outside.
I think we alluded to this last time, but this free agency class of running backs is a solid class, because I feel like they're all at that peak. You get that running back, slump where you roll it over and have a solid, finish to your career, or you sort of phase out. But
the running back class is so deep. Like, even for Washington, like, I wouldn't mind grabbing. Like, I don't want to overpay or anything, so we got Brian Robinson, but I wouldn't mind having another guy.
Yeah,
injuries happen.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, they're holding. I want to say it's Saquon and maybe Tony Pollard at like the first tier, and then like Derrick Henry and them at the second tier, which means they're going to get paid less, but they want to go win a championship. But I saw a video of Derrick Henry working out again today, and it's going to make me very upset when he goes to a new team and gets behind a very good O-line and just absolutely destroys people. And everybody who's a Titans fan said, oh, he's washed up, he sucks now, is going to see when he goes for almost 2,000 yards next season that we shouldn't have got rid of him, that we should have paid him probably a little bit more to come back. And I also saw Diana Rossini say today that a lot of the GMs say that the salaries that these running backs are going to get are not as much as they think it's going to be, even for the top tier, the top two tiers. So
it's hard to pay for a running back like that. Yeah. Because, I mean, you got people like Devon Achane that comes out and just has an insane year. Of course, being a rookie, but, you have these guys that come out and are insane. Yeah. Like Tony Pollard playing backup to Ezekiel Elliott, beat him out for the position. And
systems also help with that as well.
Right. Yeah. When you have a good analytics department and draft the right guy, that system looks really good that they're in because you drafted them for that system. And if you draft somebody who's not meant for that system, then it doesn't work. I mean,
yeah, I did see that video of Derrick Henry too. I bookmarked it so I can go back and watch it when I try for these abs.
Yeah, I mean, he's unreal big. It's I've seen him in person, like 5 rows up, and I can't explain to you how big of a human being he is.
It's insane to think that one of his coaches was like, we're gonna put you at running back. That's what we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm. And you're gonna rush for 4,000 yards. Your senior year of high school, and you're gonna love it.
You're 9'12", 280 pounds of muscle, and we're just gonna hand the ball off to you.
And you're only getting bigger each year, which is crazy. That's all I have for Friday to Friday recap. Anybody got anything else?
Jason Kelce retired.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
The tush push is dead.
I don't think it's dead. I don't think it's dead. I think it'll be less effective.
It's dead.
We will find out.
It's dead. Jalen Hurts is going to be nothing until they get, or it's because they're going to get Saquon Barkley, and they're just going to get even better than they already are. They're just getting everybody.
If they get Saquon, do they keep DeAndre Swift?
Like I said, I think it was last week. I said I've seen stuff that's pointing him to Washington. I don't have any idea how true that is, but I've seen more this week that I don't think he's going to be on the squad.
Yeah, I think they get rid of DeAndre Swift. I saw if they get Saquon, Swift is gone. He'll be a post-June 1 cut.
But yeah, Jason Kelce's retired. Therefore, he's just going to be a full-time podcaster. Luckily, he's riding his brother's coattail, who is also riding Taylor Swift's. Riding the box. Taylor's got a nice box that she sits in.
Yeah.
Got really cool people to sit with her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ice
you
Spice. She don't know
Ice-
anything about football, and she's there.
think? No.
Ice Spice is nice.
I think she asked a question every minute of the quarter.
Oh, I do have one more question about the Bills. What's more impressive, Damar Hamlin surviving cardiac arrest or surviving the cuts?
not the cuts, because it's a PR thing to keep him on there.
Okay.
He got in on a fake punt to try to get comeback player of the year. That's just,
Well,
I can't believe that.
he survived
In a
twice.
playoff game on your own, like 24-yard line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, like the PR guy called down and said, "Hey, put
Let's
him
get
in."
him out there.
Yeah, put
we
him
gotta
in.
get him out
All right.
there.
It's
Nobody's-
a Disney movie. Put him in.
Yeah, FanDuel called and said, "Put him in to try to boost the odds." All right, let's
Yeah.
go. Speaking of, I have 2 bets in tonight, and I don't know if either one of them is going to hit. So this should be fun.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about gambling.
Yeah. Well, we're going to at the end. So
Of
I've
course
got some
we
good
are.
stories from this past week. Even today. Had a really good one today.
Good for you. I haven't done anything.
I saw in the DraftKings book that you placed like 3, I think, today, or was that yesterday?
I bet all on the Murray State game today. I had like 4 total bets.
And they had 35 points.
We'll go over that. We'll go over that later.
Did y'all
Yeah,
see
we can
Big
get to
Cat's tweet? He's
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
why
I
didn't
replied to it.
anyone in Murray
He missed the
State-
OVC and Ja Morant.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna bet. See, I wasn't gonna bet on Murray because we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Okay. Austin, we have Kentucky at Tennessee on Saturday. I was hoping when we planned this, it was going to be the SEC regular season championship. It is not. Your Tennessee Volunteers took that home last night. So congratulations on that. And congratulations on Dalton Connect's ring that he's been pointing out to everybody. So congratulations on that. Proud of you. But now you've got to go win the SEC tournament. So let's get your prediction for Saturday. What do you think is going to happen Saturday?
I think Tennessee by less than 7 points would make a lot of sense to me. I think Kentucky's unbelievable team offensively, but just defensively, just brutal. Like absolutely brutal. All of Cal's elite teams, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think all of Cal's elite teams at Kentucky have had a really good rim protector, or some semblance of that. And I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. As Hugo, is that how you pronounce it? 33.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is he y'all's best big, or is it Big Z? Fill me in on that.
I would say Big Z is our best scoring big man. I would say that Ugo is our best defender. Aaron Bradshaw was supposed to be the best of both worlds. I have not liked Aaron Bradshaw since he stepped foot on the floor for Kentucky. I wouldn't say I don't like him, but he's not the player I thought he was going to be. And I think they're two opposite players. Big Z can guard. He just can't guard like Ugo can, but Ugo can't score like Big Z can.
Yeah.
I think Hugo's made some pretty big plays, early on. But it's getting that play at a consistent level, even from one of them.
Right.
So it's like, oh, we've got Hugo. Oh, he had, 10, 12 points and, had borderline double-double. But then he'll just go out the next game and he's just a body out there. And the same goes for Big Z. He'll come out and show flashes of being a great player all around, but then he turns around and it's a dud. And then Bradshaw, he's inconsistent. I like Bradshaw a lot. But like Knapp said, there's no rim protector. It's, the on ball defense I would say is pretty solid. You got quick guards that can get out on the perimeter and guard, but interior wise, it's abysmal. It's awful.
So how are you guys feeling going into Saturday? The Kentucky fans.
I think we're going to be able to play with them. I think it comes down to, I think our guard play has been very consistent, more consistent than the big play throughout the year. And I think right now, of the last 7 games, our guards are starting that point to they're ascending up to the peak, right? I think our bigs got to figure their shit out before Saturday. I think they've got to figure out, like, hey, if I'm in there, I'm protecting the rim because Dalton Connect's going to come in there and he's going to put buckets on somebody and he's going to get his 20, 25, 30, but everybody else can't do that. And that's going to be the problem is you have to – if one's going to get their bucket, that's fine, but the other ones can't do that.
Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say Dalton was pretty contained last matchup. I think it was Zingler and a few others that just absolutely torched Kentucky.
That's what I'm saying. You can only let one of them do it. You can't let all of them go.
That's the thing is like Connect, I believe, was held to 16 points in the first matchup. But then, like, whenever I was talking about the lack of a rim protector, Ziegler, Vescovi, Josiah Jordan-James just getting easy buckets. I mean, I saw several times Ziegler just easy drives, like non-contested layups, you know. I don't know, just random thought here that comes to mind. But, like, if this Kentucky team had, like, Willie Cauley-Stein or just like somebody, like, electrifying defensively, you know, who could really hold everything together, these guards that y'all have, I mean, Dillingham, Reeves, Shepard, unbelievable. I mean, like, crazy. And I don't know, like, so Dillingham comes off the bench, so does Shepard, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is the most shocking thing. I mean, like, can we get that broken? I mean, I know y'all are dying the wool Kentucky fans. Like, what is it here? Is it like, was there something with Wagner?
I think that
I think it's worked. And then you had Wagner come in, you know, one of the top guards in the country.
Mm-hmm.
You had Justin Edwards come in as the top forward in the country. So starting off, you don't want to put them on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're seeing this work. You're seeing, you know, Wagner be the facilitator, Reeves, you know, playing pretty well throughout the whole game. Edwards, he's a body out there. I'm a big fan of Edwards. But you sort of set that tone, and then you bring in your second wave. So I don't necessarily hate it. I'd like to see him start, and I think he kind of changes things up come the tournament time.
Right. But Cal's always done that.
Yeah. So I think he could, you know, he'll shrink his playing, the amount of players he plays, and then. But I agree with you. I don't know if I love them coming off the bench, but I think we see a change coming soon.
Breaking news. From Nate West. A picture has just been sent into our group message. Derrick Henry was sold a house in Dallas, Texas.
I figured that. I called that last week, I think. I called him going to Dallas, Miami, or Baltimore.
But the bad thing about Dallas is you have Dak Prescott.
Yeah, but he don't catch the ball. He runs the ball, so he's fine.
I'm sad.
Yeah. We'll go over my feelings in a little while. Let's get back to this because I can't process it right now. So my thing is I think Trevor's right on the fact of, you know, you've got to play your best guys coming in. And let's be honest, nobody knew Reed Shepard was going to be like this. I mean, they did not whenever he came out of high school. A lot of people probably thought it was going to be the same Kentucky boy effect, like he plays, you know, 10 minutes throughout the game. And then now we've transitioned to the fact of we've had so many injuries throughout the year that you've got to have somebody to run the second unit, and I think he was running the second unit. And then let's be honest, by the time the end of the game comes, the best players are going to be playing anyway. So,
yeah, but there's something I kind of agree with that. Put your best five on the floor. The first 4 minutes of the game, we're loaded with guests. This third guest of the night. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, Milo?
But you've got the first 4 minutes of the game, the last 4 minutes of the first half, and then you open up the first 4 of the second half, and the last 4 minutes. Like that's the most important part of the game, in my opinion. You got to win those. Yeah. So that I can see it's a nice spark off the bench, but
look at going into half. He keeps that lineup in going into half. That's what he does.
I can see it, but it's hard not to have you guys out there on the floor.
I can see that, but my thing has always been is who's in for the most minutes and who's playing the game at the end of the game. Because it doesn't matter who starts. Like I've always been a big believer that I came off the bench at Hoptown for a little while. Like it doesn't matter who starts; it matters who finishes the game, who's playing the best. And if they don't have a point guard for that second unit that comes in whenever they come in, and you got Rob that comes in, and you've got Reed, and now Trey starts, and you've got like Ugo, like somebody's got to run that unit, and then he's like, okay, this five's playing the best, let's run it. And I trust Cal.
But I see what Knapp is saying. You've got 2 picks in the top 5. I think the latest mock draft has Dillingham 3 and Shepard at 5. That's insane to have them coming off the bench. So I can maybe the SEC tournament you'll start to see that change a little bit. But then but then again, it's worked. Like you said, going into half, those closing minutes, you have who you want in the game.
I also think Saturday is our 4th game with an entire lineup that we can have. And I think after Saturday, he shrinks down the lineup for the SEC tournament. There's no way everybody can play. I think he shrinks it down after Saturday. I think Saturday we continue to do what we did the last 4 to 7 games, play everybody. Yeah. But after Saturday, it's like, okay, we got a week. We're figuring out who's playing. We're going to get our top 8 and we're rolling. Like, let's just get this done.
I would not want the job. That's not a call I would comfortably want to make, but I agree with Knapp on it. But going into my prediction on Saturday, I think Tennessee's the better team, but I think Kentucky's got more to play for. They're sitting at the 4 spot right now with Alabama at the 5. It's kind of a must-win for Kentucky to try to get, the extra bye at the 4 seed in the SEC tournament.
If South Carolina loses Saturday, even if we lose, we're the 2 seed, right?
Hell, I didn't do the math.
I think I saw a graphic today that said if South Carolina, since they lost to Florida, if they lose Saturday, I think we're still the 2 seed because we hold the head-to-head over Alabama and Auburn, even if they lose Saturday. So
I don't know. I think it could get messy. I think.
I mean, does Tennessee come up fired up for this game, Knapp?
I think so. I mean, Kentucky coming to town, it's going to draw, everybody in. And I think it's going to mean a lot to our seniors because Vescovi and Triple J have been there. It seems like 25
years. Yeah.
Same time. So, and then it'll be Connect's last ever game in Knoxville. But I know Kentucky's really played well on the road too. I think that's something that I've been thinking about. And, really the game in Rupp, to me, the game was decided when it was 13-3, I think, at the first media timeout.
Yeah, like we killed them.
Yeah, we came out hot, and then the rest of the game is kind of back and forth.
Right.
So if y'all settle in, and I mean, you beat the crap out of Auburn, which is nuts. You beat Auburn by double digits. Y'all were up by 16 at one point in that game. I think it's going to be really competitive. I mean, I'm ready to see it. I think we'll be fired up, but I'm excited.
I'd love to see this matchup in the SEC tournament.
I think SEC championship would be crazy, especially if we get the 2 seed. It would be an awesome matchup in the tournament.
I'm heavily debating buying tickets for the Saturday just in hopes that there's a potential that I can see that matchup.
I want to see the seed first because if we're a 2 or 3, then it would be a Sunday matchup, right?
Well, if you keep waiting long enough, you may not be able to afford the tickets because Tennessee and Kentucky fans really raised the prices.
Well, I looked yesterday and they were $160 a piece as of right now for Sunday. If
you didn't click fees included.
I sure did.
No.
But if I want to go Sunday, if they make it, like I think that'd be really fun. So we'll have to see what happens on Saturday. Okay, so let's play guess the line. What's the line for Saturday?
It's gonna be opener Tennessee 6.5. I think Kim Palm has us projected right now to win by 9, and most of your college basketball openers come off of Kim Palm numbers, but it's not always like completely accurate. So I'm going to notch it down a little bit just because of Kentucky's offensive prowess, and I think y'all be ready to play.
I was thinking Tennessee minus 4.5.
Yeah, that's what I was sitting at, like a minus 3.5, minus 4.5, just because you're right though, Knapp, that they come off of that Kim Palm ranking, but I was going to say 4.5, and we all know who's 1 for 1 on lines in this podcast, so Matt probably should listen.
Man, I don't know whether to jump it up. I was way off last time.
Yeah, you were.
Can I just do the over under?
I was going to ask that next. What do you think the over under is in this game? Because
it'll be 250.
if we score like we're supposed to and Tennessee does like they do, I mean, this could be like a 188 point over under.
Yeah, I think the over under will be high. And for the spread, I'll say, what'd you say, Knapp, 6.5?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 5.5. I was thinking 7.5, but I think that's a little too high. So I'm gonna go 5.5.
We will find out Friday night. Do they come out Friday night?
Saturday morning, or it might be Friday night.
Friday night, Saturday morning. Yeah.
It's like late. I think it'll be late.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have a question for you. It's a podcast. Tennessee over Bama and the cigar. How did that feel?
That was the best sporting event of my entire life. Magical. Loved it. I've waited my entire life to take that in, and I was fully convinced that we would never beat Nick Saban while he was at Alabama. So thankfully we got to do that before, of course, he retired after this season.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that magical favorite sports moment ever. Finally getting to see Tennessee beat Alabama. I thought that just incredible.
Knapp, I'm very happy that you took down Nick Saban. It's that moment as a Tennessee fan, is that greater than hypothetically whenever you have your first kid?
I mean, some could say that. I mean, potentially, yes. Definitely best sports moment of my life. Not even close.
So every year for your first kid or any kid that you have's birthday, you're just going to show them that entire game, right?
Yes, dude. Growing up, that's what my dad would do. Like we'd be watching like some late 90s UT football, like watching 98 Tennessee, Florida, or old clips. So hopefully I'm able to do that with my kids.
My question is, for that night, did you partake in taking the field goal post down to the river? If you signed an NDA, we understand, but we need to know.
Dude, I wanted to so bad. I was near it. I didn't help maneuver it down to the river, but I was near it. I did collect some grass from the field, and I still have my cigar, everything in a bag.
Where's the grass?
I think I keep it around here somewhere.
Awesome.
You got to get that like a jersey shadow box type scenario. You got to put it in there,
dude. This is literally smoking Bama pack.
It looks like a weed bag you get from a drug dealer. 1,000%.
That's not drugs.
Oh wow. Well, Knapp, I'm happy for you that happened. It was awesome to see them get knocked off. And if you look on Austin Knapp's profile picture on Twitter, that would be what it is right there. So check that out. But speaking of football, what's your expectations for them in this 2024 year coming up?
B-Doss, I think that it's really healthy to think about 10-2, probably. Which would, in my opinion, probably get us into that new 12-team playoff. Mm-hmm. Manageable schedule, getting Florida and Alabama at home. Going to Georgia is going to be super, super difficult. But I like where our roster's at. Mm-hmm. Really, like the only question mark on the team at the moment, in my opinion, is the back end on our defense. Our secondary is kind of unproven. But everywhere else, I'm feeling confident. I think Nico, in my opinion, I think Nico is an upgrade at QB. Looked really good in the bowl game. I'm believing the hype. I really do. I think 10-2 is a realistic expectation for 24.
Where does this recent success come from? Because I've grown up knowing Tennessee has been trash. They just beat Kentucky, which never really said much.
Yeah, so really I think that Josh Heupel's offense has been kind of just something brand new, giving us a spark. since he's come in. I mean, and you are totally correct. Contemporary times, probably from 2008 to like 2020, Tennessee probably in that span, Tennessee probably had 2 good teams. So a lot of bad in that time frame. And then Josh Heupel comes in 21. Us running the up tempo offense. I think, in my opinion, it changed everything. Hendon Hooker really being able to take that offense to another level. And then, of course, Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman, had a couple guys on the O-line literally changed the entire trajectory of the program. So I got to give a ton of credit to Heupel, but then I really, really have to speak about what Hendon Hooker did to literally change the entire program.
Mhm.
God, and the crazy part about it, Joe Milton was our guy in 21.
Yeah.
Then he gets hurt against Pittsburgh. Hendon Hooker comes in, and the rest is history. Hendon Hooker had a good 2021 season, and that Pittsburgh game was early in 2021. That's like our 3rd game. He comes in, played well the rest of the season, but his 22 season is legendary. I think he potentially could have won the Heisman if he didn't tear his ACL against South Carolina. So yeah, I think Tennessee's recent success. Yeah, you gotta credit the offense, switch it up, and our guys have made a lot of plays. So
yeah, I can't imagine, like, as a fan going through that. Was it 2022, the magical run?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. So, like, I hope, like, my dad never even hears this. I love college football. I don't love it like the NFL, mainly just because I haven't really been attached to a team. So I just like watching. So, like, the Tennessee fan base was so affectionate. Like, I was almost kind of wanting them to win because I love the reactions. So that was fun. I'm kind of just an outsider looking in. I was very excited for you guys.
Yeah.
So was that season the same year y'all were throwing stuff at what's his name, Lane Kiffin? Was that the same year?
No, that was actually 2021.
21. Oh, what happened there? I remember watching that game. Why are you guys so mad?
Tennessee's got, it's a different. It's tough to pinpoint, but it's a different type of hostility, I guess you would say, inside Neyland Stadium. A lot of pent up hate towards Lane Kiffin. And I think that there's a lot of frustration with that game. Neyland Stadium was rocking, and then it kind of took a bad turn there. I think a golf ball got tossed, a mustard bottle. I will say this: I did not participate in throwing objects.
Yeah,
but I was so close. Lord is my witness. I picked up a Dasani water bottle. I was in section 9, and I was about to toss it 40 plus yards. Right as I picked up the Dasani water bottle, literally 2 state troopers, like 4 rows in front of me, look up, like, because they're already like people. They already knew chaos was occurring and everything. And like we kind of made eye contact, and I was like, "Okay, I'm going to set the water bottle down."
He was about to pull out his inner Joe Milton and just toss that thing.
Right, dude. I was so close, and it was a lot of frustration and whatnot. But I was close to tossing a water bottle on the field. Thankfully, did not do it. But several other Tennessee fans did make that decision, and yeah, I mean, it is what
That
it is.
was your time to shine, though. Like, throw that thing 106 yards like Bazooka Joe, and
dude,
you might get a scholarship.
You got a spot.
It was, but dude, then my dad would have had to bail me out because I know. I mean, it was literally, they were like state troopers, like right there. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad I did not do that.
Yeah, you dodged a bullet there.
I did.
Mhm.
What, did you get hit by anything? Did you dodge the bullet?
Yeah, I didn't get hit by anything. I didn't. I walked past several Ole Miss fans. It was crazy. It was like they were traumatized. It was just kind of, it was chaos, and I don't know. It was quite a scene in there that night.
Yeah.
We'll never
Tennessee.
experience anything like that as Tennessee or as Kentucky fans. So
Yeah, Kroger Field doesn't have the same atmosphere.
Yeah.
No.
It's just.
Do they have all the old people that sit in it like they do at Rupp?
I've actually never been to Kroger Field.
No,
Never been to
it's not. None of the boosters have gotten. They're behind the football team, but I don't think they're like that where they sit lower level and never stand up and do stuff like that at Kroger
Yeah.
Field. I know people that go from Western Kentucky that get up there and go for $100 a ticket to sit lower level. I mean, it's pretty easy to get in and be able to find your seat and be around some people. So,
I think more people stand at the CFSB Center than they do at Rupp Arena.
Yeah.
At least we stand for tip off.
Yeah. And then next year, I believe Kentucky, Tennessee is at Neyland, isn't it? Because I think Wes and I have talked about going to it next year, which would be really fun. And then we can all go to the Kentucky Murray State game at Kentucky in November when they get their warm up game for the college football playoff.
That's a waste of everybody's time and money.
Yeah, no.
We'll find out.
I mean, if we get an all inclusive package, maybe, but
yeah,
I'm not paying for that.
Why not? Maybe Ben will be pretty big, and they'll be like, "Hey, you know what, guys? Come on up. We'll take care of you.
We'll lean on that.
We'll take care of you."
If that happens, I will gladly go. If not, I'll just bet from my couch.
Yeah, I have a good view from my TV. I can watch 4 games at once.
Yeah.
Oh, YouTube TV now lets you create your own multi-view, by the way. So check that out tomorrow or Saturday because that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
We're not a free podcast. So I don't know why you just threw that out.
That's what I watch TV on, man. I think I got cable. No, I got YouTube TV. Okay. So we're going to go with Tennessee minus 4.5 to 6.5 on Saturday. Over under at 188?
210.
All right. 188.
210 going on. Hey, I don't hate the 210.
It would be fun.
If both teams are shooting well and both offenses are on firing on all cylinders, I think it's possible.
I mean, I think it's if Kentucky shoots well. Kentucky's not going to play defense.
If it's 210, I'm usually a part of the overs club, but Brian will be a part of the unders club that day because I'm not taking 210. That's an NBA game.
We need to make a note to check the over under for sure.
Oh yeah. Okay. Anything else for now?
I do have one thing. So I know you're not super plugged into the NFL, but I think you know a lot of the guys coming to the NFL this year. So you are the new Washington Commanders GM. You have the number 2 pick. The Bears have taken Caleb Williams. You are on the clock. Who are you going to pick?
Great question. I'm actually in the midst right now of developing my draft guide, and I've not gotten to eval the quarterbacks. So I would say this. I would say that it has to be a quarterback at 2. From just the naked eye without evaling anything, I think that Jaden Daniels would make sense at 2. But I'll have a firm answer for you here in a month.
I look forward to it. Yeah, I was on the Jaden Daniels train until Ron Rivera picked him on ESPN. So I'm off of that now. But here are my hypotheticals. So Joe Milton the best. So what if I trade this 2 pick? I move back, say I go for a left tackle because we need a whole new offensive line. We just cut our left tackle.
Nope.
We trade back, we get a left tackle, whatever we do. So where's Joe Milton? What's his what round are we looking at for him? You have at least an idea?
I think he was projected 3rd, wasn't he?
I think that so right now you have 6 quarterbacks who are the consensus top 6: Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix, Bo Nix, and then I'm missing one in here.
JJ McCarthy. Please don't say
JJ McCarthy.
Oh,
it is JJ McCarthy. It is. You're correct. Then I don't know how. Are you a McCarthy hater?
I am.
Okay, I understand.
That's an understatement.
Those are your top 6. Then, from everything I've read, it's Spencer Rattler in that second tier. And then after that is where Joe Milton, like Michael Pratt from Tulane would come in. So if I had to say, in my opinion, I think Joe Milton will be a 5th round pick.
Perfect. We got Sam Howell. That should work. So I'm thinking we're gonna get Joe Milton, and then wherever he falls, we're gonna get Xavier Worthy. You know, the guy that ran a 4.21. So I've got a guy that can throw 100 yards, and I've got a guy that can outrun everybody. Does that work? And then I can just invest in the offensive line and all the other picks. I've got $90 million. Does that work? I can just sign whoever I want. This is what Dan Snyder would do. I don't know what real GMs do. Or owners. But okay. So you don't seem confident in that. All right. I don't want that anymore.
I mean, I can go for it. You know, I'm good. I'm good to go for it.
Okay. Anyway,
what do you got the Titans doing now at 7?
I think trading back.
That's what I figure Rand will do. Trade back, get picks. We go and because with the 2 left tackles that just got released, I think we would pick the one up from the Jets. You re-sign a couple people that you have. You try to go get Justin Simmons and just pay him a check with how many ever zeros he wants on it. And then you trade that 7th pick back and go pick up a wide receiver at the first round that you can get, but you get like a first round pick next year, which would be awesome. So I think that works out really well.
Yeah, I've been seeing a bunch of O-line there. Like if y'all stay put at 7, you know, if it's Joe Alt or whoever it be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ofashu from Penn State, whoever it be. But ready to see how it turns out, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. Next week will be what determines that on whoever gets signed first week of free agency. If they go straight left tackle and defense, I think we go wide receiver in the first round. Whether we pick up a wide receiver at 7 or we trade back and get picks, it's going to be one of the 2.
Are you a Levis fan?
Me or B-Dos?
He knows where I'm at.
We know where B-Dos is. He's a very biased Titan fan. I'm not a fan right now.
You'll learn.
I think that Levis has physical tools that like you can't teach. So super live arm, developed body, but then I love the throwing motion. I'm not gonna say, in my opinion, that he's like going to end up being like that top 10 quarterback, you know, in the league. I see potential. You know, I feel like he threw 4 touchdowns against the Falcons last year. That was like that Steelers Titans game on Thursday Night Football saw a lot of big time throws in that game. But then I feel like I also saw some negatives. Maybe Callahan, maybe that's a positive step for him. Probably need to get Levis some more weapons. You know, love D-Hop, but D-Hop's a little older. You know, it's not prime D-Hop. So
no, I agree with that. I think
Levis is his decision making. At times,
I think it's at times, yes, but I also look at it as look at his offensive coordinator last year. It was Arthur Smith, or not Arthur Smith. It was Tim Kelly. Yeah, Tim Kelly, who was a passing game coordinator the year before, and our passing game was one of the worst in the league. We go in this year with an offensive coordinator. He's not great, and the only reason that Will Levis developed to where he was at for that Falcons game was because of the quarterback's coach. He was out there with him after every practice, working with him. I think with an offensive-minded head coach and his new offensive coordinator, I think he takes that next step to go from whatever he was last year to the middle of the pack, and then we just keep rising from there. But as David
he's got to have the
weapons
to do so.
And I think he gets it. I think he gets it in the draft. If they trade back and get a wide receiver, and then you go get a receiver out of free agency and Gabe Davis, you make Treylon Burks develop like he's supposed to and stay healthy this year. I agree with you there. I don't think he can stay healthy, but I have his jersey, so I have to have that hope in my heart that he will just be like, hey, you know, I've had terrible offensive coordinators. I've had a terrible training staff. I'm here, I'm here to stay. So
I think the biggest thing for you guys is to keep him protected. Obviously, he had the injury bug a little last year, but like Knapp said, the live arm, I think he likes to go downfield a lot, so he needs time to go downfield.
Yeah. So,
but I'm
we'll
still
see
not
how it
sold.
plays out.
I'm still not sold.
So, Knapp, when you get that out, I can't wait to see it. I look forward to it. So, excited to see it. Everybody go look for it on Twitter, and we'll get that out too so y'all can see it.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
sir. Appreciate it, guys, man. Thank y'all so much. Like I said at the beginning, JBA, I'm super impressed. Everything you've done. Seriously, thank you so much for having me on. I had a blast.
Yep.
Really appreciate it.
Yep.
We'll look forward to talking to you again, Knapp.
First,
Yes, sir.
First human guest on the podcast. We appreciate you, Knapp. We really do. Hope you have a good night, and we'll see you soon. We'll get you back on soon for sure, especially before college football season starts. That'll be really fun. Might get you back on before the draft to say, hey, here's our draft analysis guy. Let's get him going, you know?
Well, we'll have to get him back on when Tennessee runs the tournament.
Stop.
Shut up.
We'll see about that. Appreciate it. Thank y'all so much.
And that was Austin Knapp. We appreciate him being on. Fellas, new segment, Friday After Dark. So for everybody listening, everybody watching, Friday After Dark is going to be something we're starting every Friday. We want you guys, our audience, to send us the funny stuff that happened to you this week. Send us stuff that you've seen on social media. Send you funny pictures that we can caption, stuff like that. You can send it to all of our social media on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, hell, even TikTok. You can send it to our email address, which is justbelowa@gmail.com. We would like for you to get them in by Thursday at 5 so we can review them before, and then we won't look at them until we record so that we can, really have a nice, true reaction about it. But we'd love for you to get you guys involved and get those to us. We've kind of picked our own this week. So we'll start there. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I found something new to bet on. If nobody's seen this, keep your wits about yourself when you watch it. It was introduced to me, and I believe the name is called Partial Arts. So, Brian, if you'll cut this in here.
All right.
So, we're going to start setting lines for our partial arts here. And I'll be the bookie for this one. It'll be kind of hard to set lines. UFC's hard enough. So doing that with no arms is going to be, or I haven't seen this one yet, but maybe one leg, one arm. So we'll keep you updated on those lines, and look for the bets. So that's my Friday After Dark, which I thought was a little out of pocket for someone to present, and for it to be called Partial Arts.
And for those listening and not watching the YouTube video right now, it was a video of people with no arms and just legs, essentially UFC fighting and kickboxing at the same time, only with their legs. I saw it like earlier, I think this week or late last week, and it geeked the hell out of me. Like, it was very funny, and the fact that they called it Partial Arts is just over the top.
Yeah.
I can't imagine having a leg coming at your face and you have no arms to shield yourself. You just got to get down.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
That was just out of pocket.
Wild. Yeah.
But that's mine for the week.
All right. Davis?
Mine is going to be courtside seats. So there's been a picture floating around as of today that you guys can see on the YouTube right now. We've got Steph Curry, really good golfer, by the way, hitting a little chip shot during the Warriors game. And then if you look in the background, you've got a kid, or you've not a kid, you've got a grown man with his two kids. I think he's trying to be a cool dad. I think he's divorced and he's trying to win over some type of custody. I think he's just a rich dad that wants to spend time with his kids, and he really got distracted at the game. So when you sit courtside, you can see Steph, you can see LeBron scoring 40,000, but if you turn around, you can see some cannons. So
Yeah,
worth the price of admission. That ticket's probably well over $1,000, but he got his money's worth.
Oh yeah, and he's so happy.
I'm kind of disappointed in the kids.
If there is a case to where he is married and his wife finds this, he's doomed. He will be divorced.
Yeah, I was going to say he's probably, if his wife saw this today, he's probably having a day from hell because if those are indeed his kids, which I think they are, they're like, "Hey, Mom, look, we're on here, we're on the screen behind Steph," and then all of a sudden she just like peers at their dad, like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
Yeah, so eyes on the prize. Don't worry about Steph Curry. I've seen him in the third row. I've never seen him courtside. Third row, overrated. Courtside, probably overrated too. But if you turn around, you can see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if y'all saw this, but I believe it was the Warriors photoshopped him in front of her, so you can, or photoshopped her out, so you can't see her. Which is very
NBA.
funny.
The NBA is a no fun league. No guns, no cannons.
So, and for those that can't see it, please go look it up on Twitter. It is the Steph hitting a golf shot during the game last night in the black city uniforms, and you will see what we are talking about in there. Okay. Mine is going to be, I've got two things. Number one, the fact that all conference tournament games are not televised, no matter what, if they're mid-major, Power 5, whatever they are, they need to be televised. This is March Madness. We entered March last Friday. We should be able to watch the Arch Madness. We should be able to watch. I want to watch Harvard and all the geek schools names play. Like, I want to see that. Like, I think did it not used to be before ESPN Plus and all this shit came along? Like, we could see them all on TV, couldn't we? Because
I think it's always been kind of hit or miss. You're not going to get your Brown versus Harvard matchups televised. They don't make enough money. So
it's just really upsetting that I was upset earlier today. After the game, I wasn't really upset because if I would have had to witness that on live national television, would have been really upset watching Murray State get absolutely destroyed.
That was unreal.
But I was upset that, we on Fox and CBS, what we got the news on? It's lunchtime. Put the damn games on.
Right. Or ESPN2 or ESPNU something.
Exactly.
Like,
I don't want to watch NFL Live reruns. I don't want to watch Pat McAfee and Stephen A. Smith bitching each other. I don't watch that shit. I don't want to watch ball.
Show, by the way.
Yeah.
Banned from the show. Yeah, it's bad news.
Stephen A. Smith, man, I used to love him. Kind of his stock's falling with me.
Yeah, I don't like him.
But the point of, I think one of the bigger points of mid-major schools, they end their season basically a week early. Like, all the Power 5 schools are playing their last game, a regular season game Saturday. They're going to have their conference tournament on Sunday. The point of it is so people will watch them. I don't want to go to ESPN Plus and have to sign up for 100,000 subscription to be able to go watch a basketball game. Like, that's stupid. I mean, all conference tournament games when they start should be televised. And I don't care if it's ESPNU. I don't care if it's True TV. It's what they put the NCAA tournament on. It needs to be on something, and we got to fix that next year. I'm going to email the NCAA and put a billboard out front of their offices like they did for Big Z and say conference tournaments need to be televised.
Yeah, shout out Houston.
We can get that movement started.
Yeah, we need to start that movement. So get with us on that.
Shout out Houston for plugging me in. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
I respect your game, Houston, but I'm very disappointed in you as well.
Yeah. So
you know.
Yep. And then I've got some wild tweets that I want to discuss. The first one was, did y'all see the hold on, let me see if I can find it. It's called Bottle Nights.
I saw this.
Why can't I find it? It's something about this dude essentially says he's a business owner. Let me preface by saying that. He goes, me and my girlfriend have bottle nights. You may wonder what that is because you don't have them. But we once a week, we have a bottle of wine each together because life gets in the way and we always can't spend all the time together. So we each drink a bottle of wine, turn our phones off, turn the TV off, everything, and we just talk. Very sweet. What a nice guy. it would have been a lot sweeter if in the next tweet that he replied with, he didn't say, my business made $500,000 last year, and now I'm making $1 million this year with my storage units. And this is why, because I have bottle nights with my wife, because I'm always working on my storage unit. It is a storage unit. What do you do?
Because so basically he invented hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we did that. We just didn't do bottles. We'd slap the bag.
Yeah.
So
Back
Franzia.
yeah. And we also or we had like a half gallon of Admiral Nelson just sitting in front of 10 of us. I mean, that's just
and probably the exact reason why none of us can drink cherry Coke anymore.
correct.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I have one more.
I just sent one for you guys to look at. I don't know if you guys seen it. I saw it earlier today.
Here it is. It says this dude puts up I don't know, it's like a picture of these two from a TikTok, and it says Maddie and Grant Trout talk about sex after a fight. Quotations. We look Satan right in the eyes and fight for what he tried to tear apart. What?
I don't
what
know
is that?
to say to that.
I don't have a clue. Correct. I sat there and stared at it for a minute, and I was like, "What? What do you mean by that? Like, is you look at Satan right in the eyes and fight for what he tried to tear apart? Is it because that you're having sex before marriage? I don't know.
I don't have a response to that.
Yeah,
I don't take that in.
I don't know, because that's not the first thing I'm thinking about after that. I can promise you that. I'm trying to figure out how to get my knee back in place. So, no, I'm not looking Satan in his eyes after that act and then doing that.
No.
So,
no.
Take a look at the podcast Twitter. Look what I just sent to it. Let me know if we need to put that on the screen. It's a pretty funny one.
Trev, can you do that? I can't. I got to change my settings. I can't see it.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah, I can send it to Trevor's personal one.
I'm gonna send it to the big group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, just send it.
No, we can't do that.
I didn't even get it yet. I literally haven't even received it yet. You're already like, no.
I think, is that Kentucky? I really hope it's not Kentucky.
No, that's when he got drafted to the Pelicans.
Okay, I was about to say, if Kentucky came out with football locker room fights and then tickling Anthony Davis's booty cheeks, then we got some problems.
No,
that's what it is, B-Doss. It's you remember that video that went around at AD, like getting like hazed and his button.
I don't like that. Yeah. So that's our Friday after dark. Yeah, I do. I regret it every day. Friday After Dark. Remember, all of our beautiful listeners out there and watchers on YouTube, send us your funny stuff. Send us your tweets, Instagrams, TikToks, something funny that happened to you this week, and we will go over them after our Friday After Dark next week. So get them to us if you want to email them to us. Old man style, just below a@gmail.com. All right, fellas. I am 0 for 2 on parlays for the last 2 episodes, and I want to redeem myself this week. So let's make that happen. Okay.
All right, I'll lead it off.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go. Let's see. I'll take this Duke over North Carolina. I'm looking for an upset that I may like, but I'm not seeing many. I'll take Alabama over Arkansas, and New Mexico over Utah State.
All money lines, huh? All right.
I'm done with this. I'm done with the spreads.
Or do we just put that out? I'll just put it out Saturday when we do it. Just think of one. So we can see the lines when they come out.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see the lines when they come out. Just for that.
So my lock is going to be Baylor over Texas Tech. And we can look at that spread when it comes out. I'm going to say that'll be a pretty tight spread, but
yeah,
I think Baylor continues to roll.
All right, Davis.
Lock of the week. I'm gonna start here. Do you guys remember what I said about Kentucky? Whenever you get plus money,
Yeah,
gotta take it. Gotta take it. I like the odds of that. Parlay. Let's put together a parlay. I've got Sister Jean. Give me Sister Jean over LaSalle. Sister Jean's little fine ass in Chicago, in the flesh,
Wow.
in the wheelchair.
Rachel better watch out.
Give me Loyola Chicago, Sister Jean, however you want to write it. She is the team. I got them over LaSalle. Give me Florida over Vandy. That's a layup, I think, being in Vandy. And then give me Clemson over Wake Forest at Wake Forest. So, and then I found my passion over this past weekend. So I've been doing a lot of live betting. I caught Kentucky getting down, 8 points against who they play Saturday?
Saturday?
Yeah.
I don't have a clue. I forgot. We just beat Vandy, just beat Arkansas?
Was it Arkansas? Yeah, that sounds right. I caught Kentucky down 8, threw quite a bit of money into it. I told my man Bobby Stevens, I don't know why I call him Bobby Glenn. Bobby Stevens, told him put the rent on it. I didn't put the rent on it, but I put a nice little chunk on it. Got really good odds on Kentucky money line. They came back and won. Tennessee played that night. Tennessee got down, I think, 8 against whoever they were playing on Saturday. Alabama. So that was a very nice odds. I got in at like plus 300 something. I've got a tweet somewhere out there about it. Nice profit on that. And then whenever Baylor played, whoever the hell they played this past week, I can't remember. We were talking about a week ago now. They were down 14, around halftime. Threw in quite a bit on them. I'm up like $450 right now. Feeling good.
I'm about to have to give my house away.
Feeling good. And then I went Murray State. I bet Murray State today. I put $75 on them. Obviously, I lost that $75. It was never coming back. Scoring 14 points in the first half and 21 in the second half, 35 total. Hell, I scored 36 in a game in 36 minutes in high school. Actually, 32 minutes in high school.
Big baller brand out here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Honestly, I probably could have been a spark off the bench. I would have hit 1-3 out of maybe 3 or 4 that I shot.
Weren't they like 15 for 77 from the field today?
They shot like 20% from the field. I think it was 10% from 3. It was pretty bad.
It was unreal.
All-time bad. But lost that $75. So I went and got lunch with my mom today, and we're sitting at the restaurant. And I told her, like, yeah, I'm about to lose the 75, and then I just can't accept it. So I put $100 for Missouri State to win by at least 24. It hit, and I won $1.92 after the 75. So I won $76.92. I'm up $1.92 today. So I'm feeling good. Live bets. I just want to stick to live bets from now on.
All right.
All right, Brian, let's hear it.
All right. I'm going Kentucky spread. I think they cover it, if not win the game. I think South Florida wins. I just picked these two. I don't know why I'm having a problem. What did you say? Did you say anybody say Baylor? You put Baylor money line in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Baylor spread. And then I'm throwing a ringer in here to make this maybe feel myself better. Which cat is this?
This is Buzz.
Buzz. All right. Hello, Buzz.
Mr. Buzz.
I'm putting Florida Panthers money line in the parlay. And then my lock of the week is going to be Houston money line.
I think you can feel confident in that.
I know, and it's only because Kansas sucks. So there it is. So, all right. Anybody got anything else?
Nope.
All right. We appreciate you joining today. We hope you had a great time. We hope you enjoyed our first guest, in Austin Knapp. We really appreciate him being here. Don't forget that this episode is brought to you by Way Good. Go get you a Way Good protein bar. They are delicious. We're working on getting some. Maybe do a little taste sampling here soon. So be on the lookout for that. But please check them out. They, again, you can't tell the difference between that and a fudgesicle. Trust me. I'm a fat boy at heart. I'm a fat boy at heart. I've lost a lot of weight, but I'm a fat boy at heart. So
if there are any athletic trainers in the area, hit me up. I got to get abs by September. I'm not doing this milk mile.
He's doing the milk mile. He may do it regardless, so we'll just make it happen. But again, appreciate you being here. We appreciate everybody hopping in. Appreciate all the love and support, and it's only up from here. So we'll see you next week. Send us your stuff. Peace.
Left hand up.